So now, Hanukkah. Hanukkah, in a way, is also making the way we light the menorah itself is also making this point of going out into the world and transforming the world as it is in the world, right? Like there are three main ways of light and candles that we light, right? What can you think of? There's in the temple, the Beit HaMikdash, right? Then you have Shabbos candles. Then you have Hanukkah candles. Now, Hanukkah candles, the law is you light it after the sun sets. That's one aspect. Second is you light it in a way at the door or wherever the window, wherever it's facing outdoors, and you have 8 candles, not 7, like the Beit HaMikdash, right? So these are, and also you put it at the doorpost on the left side, right? Now these are details that are making a point, because the light of the Beit HaMikdash, they started lighting before sunset. Shabbos lights began, we have to light before sunset, when it's still daylight. Also, when in the temple, the menorah was on the right side. What do we mean by the right side? According to Judaism, the east is in front of us, south is to the right, and north is to the left. So the menorah was, if you went, even though the Kohen walked in east to south, so technically the menorah is on his left side, but if you're facing south to east, it was really on the right side. Also, Shabbos, if you remember, I think we looked at this when we were relearning the Friday night song of the Arizal, and according to the Arizal, the candles on the table should be also on the right side. And the menorah, right? Yumino smaller benayich. What's the other lashon? It's tzvayina arshin, right? So the menorah, like our Shabbos candles, are on the right, but again, the menorah is on the left. What's the difference? Right is the things of holiness, right? Torah, mitzvahs, yimini techavkeni, smiley techsrei. But the left is things of the regular world, the outdoors, the non-religious practices, our day-to-day life. And then again, the menorah will light after sunset when it's dark. And in fact, you're allowed to light the candles until the scragglers of the marketplace are going home. And the word for scragglers are Tarmudai, which are the same letters as Meredes, as even people who are in a state of rebellion against Judaism, and in a state of Ragle, feet, in the lowest of the low, in the outside, in the dark, cold winter, where the spirituality, the holiness is not apparent. And there to make the transformation. So that too is that's the ultimate purpose. You know, even eating food-wise, like we eat Shabbos, food, eating Shabbos, even you eat a lot, it's all holy. It's all part of the right side. But it's during the weekdays when we eat our food that we have to be extra conscious, because then it's more specific that to have the right kavanas. It's not just for pleasure, not for pleasure, what have you, but it's to serve, just to have the energy to serve the divine. So that's the whole point of Hanukkah, is emphasizing how to serve, how to do what we got to do, the work, even in the cold outdoors, in the states of where it doesn't seem like the spiritual is apparent. And this is also, the way we do it is twofold, and that is the miracle of Hanukkah itself. There were 2 parts to it. There was, first came the battle and winning the battle, right? The few who conquered were victorious over the many. So there is that part. So that represents like battling, like we spoke about before, Muhammad doing war down here. But ultimately, it's about bringing down the essence of the divine, the spiritual miracle, which is finding the jug of oil. So that itself was 2 parts of the miracle. One was just the fact that they found it, and that it wasn't impure, that it still had the seal of the Kohen Gadol. The seal of Kohen Gadol, it speaks about in holy teachings. That's the essence of our souls, to be revealed through the illumination that oil gives us. And the added miracle was that this little oil burnt for 8 days. I mean, if God's making miracles already, he could have already made a miracle that they found the 8-day supply. But no, it was dafka, they found a 1-day supply and then stretching it out to emphasize all the more the miracle and the more of that it's all about revealing the pach echad, the oneness, the unity that we all have in the state of darkness, and reveal in this way of peaceful way, the shanti way. So that is the message of Hanukkah, to work in the real world, as we were speaking earlier, and also to bring out the light that will reveal our essential connection with the divine, that intimacy, and learning to reignite ourselves and what we have. And again, even though it's outdoors and on the left side, and that is the ultimate aim of how the messianic revelation will happen when we tap into that. And that's why it was specifically 8. In the temple it was 7, but we light 8 after the temple was destroyed. The Gemara, the Talmud says that the harp that King David played, composing Psalms, Tehillim, had 7 strings. But the harp that will be played when Moshiach comes will have 8 strings. So we see 8 represents that messianic state. So we concretize that by having a menorah of 8 candles, saying we're already being the harbinger, illuminating to that messianic level. Also, the word Shmona in Hebrew has the letters of Hashomen, like the fat, the oil, like the highest state to illuminate. So that is our menorah state to be, and hopefully all of us in our ways will, when we come this coming Sunday night and we start lighting our menorah, which is 1 day at a time, and we increase the light, this will be our kavana, how to bring the light even into the physical and the mundane of the world, and bringing that more Geula and Mashiach consciousness into our lives, even now. You know, the best way to get to Geula and Mashiach is to start living it now. And then you can really be there already. That's why I sort of admire these messianic Lubavitchers in a certain way. In a way, they're living that positive way of Mashiach already. All right, you want to get philosophical, technical about who is Mashiach, living, not living, blah, 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 what to say or not. I don't know of all these things, but what is their mojo? What is driving them to be alive, to live, to be connected to the spiritual path? Something positive, to bring liberation on an individual and collective level. It's the most beautiful thing we could think of, especially in our days, times when there's so much, both in global politics and things, personally, certain people. So this is the time to bring that added, enhanced light. And as we spoke last week, these days after the full moon, when the moon is diminishing, is the reason why the light is waning is precisely because the moon is getting closer to the sun. We're getting more intimate with the source to get to the point, and that's why we light the menorah at the very end of the month, because we want to emphasize that state that we're getting closer to the source, which normally is concealed. We're beginning to reveal even that state. The concealment is an expression of the divine. And working on it, increasing incremental till the ultimate light comes. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in again. And it's good that it went on this late, because actually, I was able to break through with my psychological mindset to forget that I'm not well 100%, and therefore through and just push it through, and Go away. Maybe it's actually this is healing me.
Yeah.
Maybe I should continue doing this every night. I should do this. I'll get better right away. Okay. Thank you again, everyone. Good Shabbos. Happy Hanukkah. Everyone, good Shabbos. And everyone again, good Shabbos. Lena, good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Aaron, good Shabbos. Shabbos. Jonathan, good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Yossi, good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Zamira, Rivka, good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Steve Zusha, good Shabbos. And happy Hanukkah to everyone too, and Dana from before, and everyone else like Harvey and others who tuned in before. Everyone says to have a glorious Shabbos and happy Hanukkah. Okay. Bye everyone in Facebook land. We're tuning out there.